Man. All right, y'all. Now I had to come and talk about this one. Just to jump right into it, right? Because there was kind of a lot of foreshadowing around TakeOff dying last night. Now I think the most obvious thing we have to start off with is the fact that it happened basically on Halloween. It happens at 2:30 a.m. at night, and they're playing a dice game. And the story goes that, by those text messages that's been going viral, that, Quavo was getting upset. It was digging into his pockets, taking a lot of his money. Who knows why they actually got upset? Obviously, it could have been over money. And that Quavo was actually shot. TakeOff was actually shot by his own homie, basically out of his own camp. So that the guy just started shooting. One bullet hit TakeOff. TakeOff falls immediately and is supposedly shot again in the neck or head area as he's falling, which is proof of the video that's going around on Twitter where he's laying on the ground full of blood. Blood is everywhere around his head, and he's clearly there, dead and gone. And Quavo is there, and he's screaming no, and he has on an orange shirt. That orange shirt represents the number 33, represents Freemasonry. Now, TakeOff died in Houston. That's a play off of his name, TakeOff. Also, once again, it basically happened on Halloween to November 1st, which is it's a satanic holiday. It's a high holy holiday in the satanic world of rituals, basically on November 1st and October 31st. It was done at 2:30 a.m. was the time of his death, where we know that the veil between the physical and spiritual world is at its thinnest point. Basically, it's wide open for rituals to be done, especially blood rituals where someone is murdered in front of a bunch of people. And once again, we get a death that is completely unexpected. We get, a form of payment by someone's soul being collected by the devil. Because regardless of what y'all feel about TakeOff, him being the most quiet one, the most chill one, the best one out the group, he dealt with devils. And it seems like the Migos paid for this by TakeOff's soul being sacrificed. Him being killed was their payment for all the success that they've had. And it all kind of makes sense because y'all know I've talked about how things that happen out of the blue like this are usually like planned events. They're planned ritual events. And it kind of goes back to that Cat Williams video I dropped where, remember, I was like, damn, Cat Williams must be watching my videos because he mimicked my words to a T. But it just goes to show you that we're not making this kind of stuff up. Because it was so unexpected, but it was chaotic at the same time. And what did he say? Usually those events are planned. And I've been saying that back since XXX died, because that was a planned, unexpected, chaotic event, so to speak. And that's how they happen. That's how they're doing these blood rituals now. That's how they're doing these sacrifices now. They're murdering the rappers. The labels are setting them up. Their own people are setting them up. They're not putting them on a table and doing a ritual and cutting their heart out. No, they're gathering the most energy that they can from these rituals by murdering them by gun. Something that you would expect, but something that you wouldn't expect at all at the same time. Which it all kind of makes sense now. The foreshadowing behind his death because of the group splitting. The fact that Quavo and TakeOff just dropped that song called 2:30. And he died at 2:30 a.m. at 28 years old. which is a 6. 2:30, 2 times 3 is a 6. In the middle of the night, basically right on Halloween night, when I think MF Doom just died on this same day 2 years ago. So there's a lot of foreshadowing that goes to Takeoff dying. And then at the fact that they say people were walking right past his body, they said Jay Prince walked right past his body. I'm not exactly sure because I didn't see that footage, but I wouldn't recommend it. But if y'all want to go see that video of him dead lying there, it's on Twitter because thousands of people are retweeting it. At the fact that someone would record that and post it that was there on the scene is kind of mind-blowing, but that's the time that we live in. People record first before anything. They're going to record and they're going to post it. This is the information age. That's why everything goes to the internet. It just is what it is. If you can say it's insensitive and people get mad at it, but that's the time that we live in. It's the information age. Everything is going to go to the internet. That's how it is. That's why people like me and, we get to this stuff, we talk about it, it goes right to the internet. That's what it is. It's the age of information. Everything is out so you can see it. But that is also how these rituals are being done. It's being done so you can see it. Even though most people don't really understand what's going on, and a lot of people are going to think that this was just pure, dumb shit that, another black dude killing another black dude. But when the crazy thing is, it was someone from his own camp. So it wasn't necessarily a beef between someone and Takeoff. But that takes me to the point that, anyone could have gotten killed last night, but it was Takeoff that got killed. The innocent one, the quiet one, the one that's nonchalant, that just chills, and the one that everyone loves out of the group and who actually thinks he's the best out of the group. He gets killed. And I'm not saying he's an innocent person, but I'm saying the one that is the most quiet, and he's the one that is took. That is very fitting for a sacrifice. That's very fitting for a ritual. That's how you gather the most energy out of someone dying. You take the one that is least expected to go, because he's the one that's never been involved in any bullshit. You take him. You make the Migos and the people around them, you make them pay the price, the ultimate price, by taking his soul. Even though he did deal with devils, Takeoff sold his soul. The entire Migos, of course, they're gone. They sold their souls. They've been sold their souls. But this is how the devil plays it. He will he'll leave Quavo and Offset here, and he's going to take the younger one. He's going to take the one that they cared about the most. Takeoff being Quavo's uncle, I think. He's going to take him, the one that is least expected, to gather the most energy that they can around Takeoff dying. That's why I talk about us not expecting it to go the way that it does, and it being something you wake up to like, wow, I couldn't imagine that shit. It was a planned ritual. It was a planned sacrifice. And it makes sense. It's one of those things that start to make sense, as far as the group breaking up and the video that they just dropped with the scene of them gambling in the video. And, it's a bunch of foreshadowing. It kind of makes sense once something happened. Then it's like, damn, that's why all this been happening. Then you can start to put it together. Not to mention, I haven't even mentioned his story. He posted a song by Playboi Carti probably 8 hours before he died. No. He posted this probably 3 hours before he died, but now it's about 10 hours ago. The song is called Stop Breathing. 2 to 3 hours later, he's dead. He's not breathing anymore. So you can take that as something that, spiritually, maybe it's just something that subconsciously you're about to die, or you can take it as this was real foreshadowing. This was actually planned. That's why this eerie story is still up on his page of him posting a song by Carti, Stop Breathing. That right there alone is probably enough to just seal this up to being a ritual. The fact that the last song he posted on his story, just one post, not 2 posts, not 3 posts, one post, the song is called Stop Breathing. So I'm not going to make this video too long, man. I did want to get on here and talk about this because this is one of those ones that's just wow. Couldn't believe it, honestly, but at the same time, I could believe it because this is what's happening right now. This is what we live in. Y'all should pay attention to this. This is what you live in. This is the world that you live in. This is what is going on. That energy is here. That Antichrist energy is here. It's here, y'all. This is what we live in. Posted a story right before he died. Stop breathing. Devil collecting souls, y'all. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments as always, man. Hey, it is what it is, man. It's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon. I'm out.